Hello friends, Kishan is here again and welcome you in this video tutorial. In previous video tutorial we have learned how to write and call a store procedure in MySQL database. Now in this video tutorial we are going to learn how to call a store procedure using a Spring Jdbc module. So here is the Eclipse. Let's create a new project. Right click here and click on the Java project. I would give the name calling stored proc using XML configuration. Now click on the next. Finally click on the finish button. Now here right click over here, go to the compiler and version change 1.7. now let's add a Spring dependency jar in class path. So configure build path, select libraries, add library, user library, and here is the. Now let's check whether MySQL jars we have added or not. So here MySQL jars is not available, so MySQL jars also we need to add. So add directly we can add this jar, or you can add jars in the existing project as well. So select this one. Add library, click on the add library. Next, user libraries. Here is the user library. Here I would like to add MySQL related jars. So add external jars, and here is the MySQL jars. So add in the existing user defined library. Now click on OK. You can check. Now MySQL is added as well. Now let's create a class is called, or better we can copy some classes from existing example itself. So we have an existing example, so let me copy some files from our existing example. So here we have a model class, so this one I'm going to copy first. So here this is a class whose name is employee, which contains some fields and corresponding public setter getter methods. Now I'm going to create a one service layer com.infotech.service. It's a interface I would like to create. So this would be the employee service interface, and make this interface, and this interface would have a method public abstract, and return type I would give the employee itself, get, or you can say fetch employee name and salary by ID. So here we will have a input parameter as employee ID. And we have to import this class. Now right click on this package, new, create a class, give the service.impl, and I would give class name employee service impl, and this class is going to implement employee service interface. So now method definition we have to write. Let's create another package for dog class. So com.infotech.dog, and I will say employee dog interface, and this dog interface will have one method, I would say sorry, this would be an interface. Now let's create a doll layer class. So here impl, I would say employee impl, and this class is going to implement employee interface, and here we will write a actual database interaction related code. Now we required a Spring configuration file, so which I would like to copy from previous example. So let's copy these two files and paste into this src folder and close the previous project. Now let me explain you here some of the stuff I am going to delete. So these are the things I am going to delete. Data source configuration I will keep as it is, and JDBC template I am going to delete. This much part, I think you are very much aware about these two beans which we have configured in earlier projects. So here we have configured data source, and this is the Spring provided class driver manager data source, and these are the four property you need to supply, like driver class, database URL, username and password. And second thing, database information we have shifted into the properties file. So for that we have configured another bean is called property placeholder configurer, and we have specified the properties file name over here, which is present in src folder. Now some of the code we need to do in Java. Go here I would like to write private employee dot. So declare the interface type instead of implementation type. So employee dot, and then declare this. Now we will have to make import. I don't know, spelling mistake or something else. EMP. Okay, there is some spelling mistake. So this I should have given a name like this. So just update it. Now go to here. Now we will get import from here, and let's create a setter method of this instance variable. So setter for this. Now we can make use of this variable and call the $layer class, $layer method. So here we have completed this code. Now we need to write a client program, right? So client program, right click here, class. So com.infotech.client, and here I would give the client name as a test. So here we will have a main method. So client program, first of all we will complete rest of the code, finally we will write a client program. So here basically from service layer you are making the call to the $layer. So this is almost completed. Now configuration of this class we have to write in the XML file. So here go to here and configure this class as a Spring bean. So bean ID, and we need to give the class. So similarly we have to configure for $layer as well. So let's first configure this class, service layer class. Copy qualifier name, go to here and give the color, and ID I am going to specify employee service. Now this class has a one instance variable and corresponding setter method. So we make use of the setter base di to configure this one. So inside this bean tag we have to write a property tag, and name of instance variable is employee dot, and this is going to refer ID of another bean, that is nothing but our dot class. Now here also doc class we need to configure. So here doc class, copy qualified name and doc class. Now let's complete our doc class as well. So if you go to the doc class, here I am going to make use of something is called SimpleJdbc call, through which we can make call to the our store procedure and corresponding setter method of this instance variable. Now we need to configure this guy as well. So go to the configuration file. Here using setter based dependency injection you can configure. Now ref equal to this. Now we need to configure this bin as well in this configuration file, right? So here configure bin id, I would give SimpleJdbcCall, and class we need to get the qualified name of this class. So press Ctrl Shift T and try to search this class. So here is this class. Click on this arrow. So expand this one and copy qualified and specify this class. If you go to this class, then this class has a constructor which demands for JDBC template, and there is one more constructor which demands for the data source. So I will make use of this in configuration file. So here you can make constructor based di. So write constructor name, you will have to write parameter is taken by the constructor. If you see here, the parameter name is data source. So we can make use of this data source, and ref equal to, we have already configured data source whose id is data source itself, right? So we have configured. So almost we have written everything in the configuration file. Now I'll close this configuration file and let's complete code for this. So instantiation of SimpleJdbc call will be taken care by the Spring framework, right? Now this class has a method is called now we want to make a call to the store procedure. So this class has a method is called with store this with procedure name, right? So we can make use of this method. Here we'll have to pass a store procedure name. So what is the store procedure name we have? This is a procedure get employee name and a salary by. So this is store procedure name we will have to pass. Now here we will have to pass map SQL, and I would give the input parameter, input equal to map SQL, and here we'll have to pass, we'll have to instantiate this class. Now input parameter will put in this map. So we have an input parameter dot add method. So input parameter will have to specify as it is what you have mentioned in your SQL store procedure. So input parameter name we have given as a empid, so name would be as it is. So an input parameter we are going to specify, just hard coding, sorry, so that is already coming from the client, so we will have to pass it over here. Now this SimpleJdbc call has one API is called execute, and this guy takes map as the argument. So map is nothing but you can pass this argument, and this guy will return you a map, right? So you can say out map. So this will put the after executing the store procedure, output parameter will be hold into the map, and you will have to retrieve values from the map. So guys, I am running out of time, so rest of the code I will complete in the next video tutorial. So see you there, and until that, happy learning.